And we're back to learning JavaScript. Let me show you strings. These are basically used to store text, characters, sentences inside of variables. So when we declare a variable called name and then we use quotation marks as an indicator for a string, in our case we'll just use a name. So the string is the name Thomas Anderson and is stored in a variable called name declared with the type let. You can also add single quotation marks. That's also valid. What you can't do is to not use quotation marks at all, because this is an indicator of a number. Let me show this. If we print this out, I use document.write and I print out the name variable. The name is now printed, so the string can be found. But if I leave out the quotation marks, it can't find it, because when you don't have that, it expects a number, and there is no number, therefore this variable is invalid, you could say, and the document.write can't print it. Single quotation marks, they also work. Let me declare a new one, stc, single quotation marks, and I add an entire sentence. So it doesn't matter how long your string is, it can all be stored inside of this variable if you use the quotation marks and declare it with a let type. So if I call this entire sentence is now printed. You can also do that with single characters. Let me call that char, but I make it an A. I print it out and you can see this also works. There's an important distinction to make when it comes to numbers. So we can declare a variable called letNumber and then use quotation marks and make this, for example, 17. And this will print out the number. But the number is now seen as a string, so it will not really be seen as a number. It just prints out the characters 1 and 7 without understanding that it's actually a number called 17. If I make this number 1 17, number 2 3, and we'll use our document.write to sum up number 1 and number 2. This should give us 20, but only if these are actually numbers, and as I've used the quotation marks, these are not numbers. Therefore we get 173, because it just prints out 1, 7, and then 3. But if you get rid of our quotation marks, we get 20. So this is the big difference between a number and a string, and this is why you should be careful with using your quotation marks, because sometimes you want to have the number itself, and sometimes you just want to have the characters that make the number. So be careful here. I hope this video was helpful, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.